Today, we're going to be talking about brand versus marketing. What exactly is a brand anyway? Today, I'm going to shed some light on what I feel is a brand versus marketing and help you to determine which should you focus on and what are some good exercises to do for you and your business moving forward. What exactly is a brand? A brand is your reputation. It's what people feel, it's what people think, and it's what they say about you or your business. Marketing is very opposite of that in the sense that it's more tactical, creative strategies, it creates awareness, it attracts leads, and it drives growth. Brands, what do? They build loyalty, they build a following, whereas marketing gets attention and creates interest and demand. I'm going to give you some examples here to help solidify this in your mind. So if a brand were a hotel, what would that hotel experience be and what would it look like? So for example, think about a Nike hotel. If Nike had a hotel, they have a really strong brand. What would the Nike hotel look like? What would be the customer experience? What would the service? What would the pool area look like? The restaurants, the rooms, the amenities, the front desk. I'm sure you can visualize, even like smell what that hotel would look like. Now, let's go a different direction. Think about like an Apple hotel. What would that look like? All of a sudden, that switched in your mind and you got a visual and you felt something. There was an experience associated with that. Real quick, if you're getting some value out of this, hit that subscribe button. Let's get back to it. Let's use a couple of leadership or personal brands examples. Here's a polarizing one. What about Donald Trump versus Joe Biden? Very different brands, very strong brands in two completely different directions. Either way, you love, hate, no matter what, you're going to have some sort of sentiment and some sort of thought around those brands. But I want to give you a challenge. Think about this. If your brand was a hotel, what would that brand look like? What would the lobby look like? What would the rooms look like? The amenities, the features. Think about that. Now, if your closest competitor was a hotel, what would that look like? Are they a 5-star hotel with the best restaurants and it smells amazing and they've got great music playing and it just feels so good? Or is it terrible, right? Maybe you have the upper leg, but that's a good exercise in helping you understand a little bit from a visual, more tangible, more experience standpoint on what a brand is. So the question begs, should you focus on marketing or branding? Well, whether or not you know it, you are building a brand every single day. Focus on marketing and branding, right? Do both. Here's what I mean by that. Branding takes a long time. It takes decades to build a really good, strong brand that has a good reputation. Marketing is just going to amplify what your brand already is. So for example, you have a poor customer service experience and you pour marketing on top of that poor customer experience, you're going to amplify that specific reputation for having bad customer service because more people will encounter it. Not the best thing in the world to do, right? There's no question that brand is, definitely a culmination of like colors and logos and aesthetics, but it's so much more because it encompasses your reputations and feelings and experiences that you have associated with it. So again, it's your reputation and how it makes you feel. When creating a brand, what I want you to think about is 3 to 5 things that you want to be well known for. Then in all your marketing, you can amplify those things as long as they align with what you're actually delivering. Let me give you an example. I gave you the poor example of customer service. What about like Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A is a pretty strong brand. When you think of Chick-fil-A, what do you think of? One of the top things most people think of when they think of Chick-fil-A is customer service and the actual words, "my pleasure." Who would have ever thought that a brand could own a phrase like "my pleasure"? They're known for it and they don't market "my pleasure." So there's a prime example of what it means to build a brand from the inside out, right? And so when Chick-fil-A pours marketing on top of a great brand, it amplifies "my pleasure." It amplifies the great customer experience that everybody gets going through their super fast, super friendly drive-thrus, right? That is what you want to think about when you're creating brand is start internally with what are you actually delivering on a consistent basis when it comes to your service delivery or your products or your customer service or design, aesthetic. How does your brand make people feel? Does it make them warm and fuzzy inside? Does it like bring out the best in them? Does it elicit any emotion at all? Those are some things you want to think about, and then think about like 3 to 5 things that you want your brand to be known for and start working on those internally first. So here is your Grow Wisely homework. At Grow Wisely, we're all about taking shortcuts that are smarter, wiser, faster ways to become successful and doing things the smart and the wise way instead of the hard way. So here's what I want you to do. Go ask 20 strangers if they've heard of your business. If they say, I've never heard of your business, then you have a marketing problem. If they have heard of your business, ask them what they know about it or what they think about it. You may have to get some people on your team to do this, so it's more incognito, but you want people to be responsive and actually say what they think of your brand and hear what they have to say. So if they say good customer service, I had fun, whatever, listen to them, and that is your brand. And then if you like it, great, amplify it. If you don't, fix it internally and then amplify it. So that is your brand and that is your homework. So if you would like more content like this around business, marketing, personal development, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Would love to hear your feedback, and check out this next video if you want to get to the next level.